Hey, hello, welcome to 10-minute brief. Have you ever thought about a festival that's, well, more than just a party? One that's actually a clock. Yeah, a celestial clock, an agricultural calendar, and a cultural compass all rolled into one. Across India, it goes by so many names, but its spirit is the same, Makar Sankranti. It's this incredible festival that connects the sun up in the sky, the soil under our feet, and the stories in our hearts. So today, we're going to unravel the threads that tie together the cosmos, the harvest, and the soul of a nation. So here's where we're headed. We're going to start by looking up at the stars to really get the cosmic clock that kicks this whole thing off. Then we'll dive into the amazing stories of gods and heroes that give the festival its meaning. After that, we'll come back down to Earth to celebrate the harvest and its delicious food. We'll take a trip across the country to see how this one festival takes on so many vibrant forms. And finally, we'll ask, what does it all mean in our world today? All right, so where does it all begin? You might think it's with myths or food, but nope. It actually starts with the stars. At its very core, Makar Sankranti is an astronomical event, a festival that's literally dictated by the cosmos itself. Now, what's so fascinating is the name itself. Sankranti is a Sanskrit word that basically means movement. See, unlike most Indian festivals that follow the lunar calendar, this one is all about the sun. It pinpoints the exact day the sun moves out of the zodiac of Sagittarius and into Capricorn, or what's known as Makara Rashi. And because of this, it's one of the very few Indian festivals that lands on pretty much the same date every single year, January 14th or 15th. This solar movement isn't just some abstract thing happening in space. It has a huge impact on life here on Earth. So before this day, the sun is on its southern journey called Dakshinayan. That's what gives us those short days and long cold nights of winter. But Makar Sankranti officially kicks off Uttarayan, the sun's 6-month journey north. You can almost feel a collective sigh of relief, right? It signals the end of winter's darkest days and promises the return of light, warmth, and life. For a farming society, that's not just a nice change, it's everything. It's the signal to get ready for a whole new season of growth. Okay, so now that we've got the science down, let's get into the soul of the festival. Because an astronomical event is really just data until we humans wrap stories around it. And it's these incredible stories that give Makar Sankranti such deep, lasting meaning. And that's a great question, isn't it? Why would this one little turn in the sun's path carry so much spiritual weight? Well, the answer is in this rich tapestry of myths that are all woven around this day. They transform a simple astronomical event into a powerful time for virtue, liberation, and coming together. Let's take one of its most beautiful stories, a classic tale of a father and son. Surya, the sun god, and his son, Shani, who represents Saturn, had a really strained relationship. But on this specific day, Surya decides to put his anger aside and visit Shani in his home, which just happens to be the house of Capricorn. Shani welcomes his father with something really simple, black sesame seeds. Surya is so pleased by this humble gesture that he blesses his son, saying that anyone who worships with sesame on this day will have prosperity. It's such a powerful lesson in forgiveness and healing family bonds. And the symbolism of this day just gets deeper and deeper. I mean, in the epic Mahabharata, the great warrior Bhishma, who had the power to choose when he died, literally waited on a bed of arrows for Uttarayan to begin. He believed this auspicious time was the gateway to moksha, or spiritual liberation. It's also said to be the day the holy river Ganga came down to earth, and the day Lord Vishnu finally triumphed over evil. You see the common thread, right? In every story, this day is about profound, victorious new beginnings. Okay, so from the heavens above, let's come back down to the earth below. Because for millions of people across India, Makar Sankranti is, at its heart, a huge celebration of the harvest. It's really a festival of gratitude for the very food that keeps us all going. Just try to imagine that feeling, you know? The granaries are finally full after months of hard work. The fields have given their gifts. We're talking fresh rice, sweet sugarcane, and nutritious sesame. This festival is basically the farmer's big, joyous sigh of relief. It's that moment to say thank you to the sun, the earth, and even the farm animals for the abundance they've received. And this is where it gets really brilliant, the wisdom behind the traditional festival foods. This isn't just about what tastes good, it's ancient science. According to Ayurveda, sesame seeds, or til, are oily and have a warming nature, which is just perfect for generating body heat in the cold winter. And jaggery, or gur, is also warming. Plus, it helps with digestion and purifies the blood. So these aren't just sweets, they're like an ancient prescription for staying healthy, timed perfectly for the change in seasons. I just love this beautiful saying from Maharashtra. It perfectly captures the festival's spirit. When people exchange sweets made of til and gur, they're not just sharing food, they're making a promise to each other to let go of any past bitterness and to speak with sweetness and kindness in the new season ahead. It's a direct echo of that story of the father and son making peace. All right, now let's zoom out and look at one of the most incredible things about Makar Sankranti. While the astronomical event is exactly the same for everybody, the way it's celebrated across India is this spectacular showcase of the country's famous unity in diversity. And this is where the festival just explodes into a kaleidoscope of culture. What's called Makar Sankranti in one place is Lohri in Punjab, this amazing festival of bonfires and song. In Tamil Nadu, it's the 4-day extravaganza of Pongal. In Gujarat, it's Uttarayan, the epic festival of kites. And over in Assam, it's Magh Bihu, celebrated with huge community feasts. The names and the rituals change, but that core idea of gratitude and new beginnings is always there. Down south, Pongal is a huge multi-day affair, and the main event is cooking Pongal itself. That's freshly harvested rice boiled with milk and jaggery in a traditional pot. The big moment is when the mixture boils and spills over, and everyone shouts, Pongalo, Pongalo. The name itself means to overflow, and this ritual is just this beautiful, heartfelt prayer for a year filled with overflowing abundance and prosperity. Now, if you head west to Gujarat, the sky itself becomes the celebration. Uttarayan is all about kite flying, but it's not just for fun. Traditionally, it was a way to get outside and soak in the gentle, healthy rays of the early Uttarayan sun. And each kite soaring up high is also this beautiful metaphor for our own dreams and aspirations, reaching for new heights in the year ahead. And up in the north, Lohri is celebrated the night before Sankranti, marking the passing of the winter solstice. Whole communities gather around these huge bonfires, singing folk songs, and they offer sesame, jaggery, and other harvest foods to Agni, the fire god, as a way of saying thanks for the warmth and praying for the longer days to come. A festival this ancient doesn't just survive for thousands of years, it has to evolve. So what does Makar Sankranti actually look like today, in a world that's changing so fast with urbanization and new lifestyles? Let's dive in. You know, one of the biggest changes is the move away from the village square. What used to be these deeply collaborative, community-wide events in rural areas have often become more individualized celebrations within families in the cities. The scale and the way people participate has definitely changed. And with that shift, of course, comes commercialization. If you look at this chart, which is based on how people spend money during the festival, you can see a really clear trend. While traditional stuff is still important, the biggest economic driver, by far, is the sale of specialty foods. And that's followed by things like corporate sponsorships and festival fashion. The festival has become a major economic engine, which creates both new opportunities and new pressures. This evolution also brings new problems to solve. I mean, the convenience of modern life means those old, eco-friendly traditions, like serving food on biodegradable banana leaves, are often replaced by disposable plates and glasses. And that leads to a huge increase in plastic waste, an environmental challenge our ancestors never even had to think about. And this all leads to a really crucial question for our generation. As we celebrate, how do we hold on to the core message of this festival, this deep respect for nature, while also making sure our celebrations are sustainable for the future? How do we find that balance between tradition and responsibility? But in the end, Makar Sankranti is this powerful annual reminder. It reminds us that our lives are all governed by these cosmic cycles, that our survival depends on the bounty of the earth, and that our own happiness is just so much better when it's shared with other people. It's a day to say thank you, to forgive, and to joyfully welcome the return of the light. It's a timeless celebration of the beautiful, enduring cycle of life. Like, share, and subscribe to 10-Minute Brief.